We will be discussing on our power electronic circuits. Electronic circuits. So these circuits you have heard, you have already learned, or you have been started when you are talking about DC transients in networks. DC transients. There you were asking about what was the voltage across capacitor at t equal to 0 or t equal to infinity, right? Now here, these circuits what we are talking about in DC transients, we will utilize those concepts here, but we won't be talking about in the extreme ends. Okay, we will be talking in between or in steady state conditions. Steady state conditions. Now what is a power electronic circuits? A power electronic circuits consist of equipments or devices, or you can say that elements that has that has switches, and that has inductor and capacitor. You can have loads, and these switches and inductor and capacitors is between your source and between your load. Okay, so what actually we are doing is that the circuit that has these components in between your source and load, these are called power electronic switches. Now what our switches do? Switches actually control the flow of power. Okay, and what about L and C, inductor and capacitor? They smoothen the power. Okay, that means there should not be any sudden rise or fall of power in or there should not be a shape distortion, like if there is a current like this, sinusoidal current, it should not be like this. Okay, so this is not a smooth current. This is not a smooth current. So what LNC does, it smoothen the current. So that's why this power electronic circuits work on these things. So today we will be discussing on our more on switches, what this switches does and how we can differentiate on switch. Now, practically speaking, if there is a source and there is a load and you are connecting a switch here, what does a switch do? Switch can be on or off. Okay, so actually what the this switch is, we are not talking about our manual switch. Okay, manual switch, but the working is quite similar to that only. Actually you have till now read about two switches, but you didn't recognize those things. So what are the two switches you have already read about? You have read about MOSFET. Okay, you have read about SCR. So these are the two switches which you have already read. Sorry, you have not read about SCR, you have read about BJT. Okay, so these switches you have already read about. Now you are going to read in the next few lectures you will going to read about SCR. I have got mistaken about SCR. So we'll talk about SCR in the later on, but you have already learnt about MOSFETs and BJT. Okay, so these are your semiconductor switches which you are actually using in here. So these switches, what it does, when it gets on, the current will flow, right? When it gets on, the current will flow. When it gets off, the current will there will be a stoppage of current. Okay, breakage of current. So what this current means? This current means if it is flowing, that means there will be a finite value of current. Current flows from 0 to infinity, right? So this is the amount, this is the current that is flowing from here to here. During the off condition, what happens is that your current will be 0, right? Now, talking about the voltage across the switch. Now, this is the voltage across the switch. So here I am talking about this voltage. So if you are talking about the voltage during the on condition, as these two are points are shorted, voltage will be 0. And here if you talk about these 2 points, voltages, voltage can be varying from 0 to infinity. So this is what your switches means. Switch means during on condition, it should allow a finite amount of current to flow through it, but it should have the voltage across it should be 0. During off condition, the current will be 0, but the voltage will be finite. So this is the characteristic of your real, you can say that ideal switch. Ideal switch. Now, what happens with the conduction losses or losses? See, so first of all, I'm telling you conduction loss. Conduction loss means the current conduction means the current is flowing. So during the conduction loss, if you talk about losses means V into I. So here, if you multiply any finite quantity with voltage, it will be 0. Similarly, here, again conduction loss will be, again if you multiply V into I, that will be 0. So, but there is a switching loss. Switching loss. Switching loss means while you are transferring from on to off or off to on, there will be change in the nature of the current. Like here, the current during on condition, it changes from finite value to 0, and the voltage, it changes from 0 to a finite value, right? Similarly, the vice versa happens. So during the transition, there will be a switching loss. But for ideal switches, switching loss will be 0. But for real switches, if you talk about real switches, real switches will have conduction loss also not equal to 0, and switching loss also not equal to 0. Okay, so this is what happens when you are talking about switches. So we will be talking about more on these conduction losses. Here again, what happens with the nature of what happens for the, you can expect during the transition, what happens. So let's discuss first what happens with the transition. Now, frankly speaking, if you have got the concepts of, if you have got the concepts of waveforms, you will be able to distinguish what will happen with the switches pattern. Now let me rub it and let me draw one more thing. Like here, now this is a waveform. Suppose this is a switch and this is your on condition. Now during on, current is flowing. So let the current waveform will be like this, right? This is current. And what about the voltage? Voltage will be 0. So this is our current and voltage. Okay. So this is my current. The red line is my voltage. Now what happens? Suddenly the switch gets off. Switch is open. So that's what suddenly the current interruption comes. Now due to the current interruption, what happens? The current should go directly to 0. But what will happen to the voltage? The voltage will go directly to the high condition, right? So this happens. So this is my on condition. This is my off condition. So the transition from on to off takes very small time, or you can say that it takes very zero time, no time at all. Okay. Now what will happen? This is the condition for your this is the condition for your ideal switch. Okay. But the same condition does not happen for your real switch. For a real switch, if the current is this and the voltage is this, during the on condition, the voltage changes its state from like this. Okay. And your current goes to the 0 like this. So what is happening actually? So this is my current, this is my voltage. Now the time here, it's during the switching time or transition time from on to off is not 0. There is some time invested during this. So because of the time, there will be a loss, as you can see in this portion. In this portion, during the transition period, there is the value of current and voltage. If you expect, it's not 0. Extreme ends is 0. These ends is, here it is v equal to 0, here it's v something, but here it's I 0 and v. But in between, if you expect, this is my, neither the current is 0, neither the voltage is 0. So there will be a switching loss. Okay. There will be a switching loss. Now what happens for the switching loss? Okay. How we can calculate? We are here, we will be calculating the switching losses, and then we will be discussing how we can say that there is a switching loss. Okay. So these switching losses can be done only via using the information of our waveform. So what this information of our waveform means, it is actually given by our signals and systems subjects. Now if you have learnt about signal and system and you have revised it, you will be able to know that what I am talking about. Like for any waveform, there is an RMS value, there is a there is an RMS value, there will be a, you can expect me saying that there will be an average value, right? So if you are able to detect the RMS value or average value, you will be able to know what is the switching losses. Now here, let's check. Suppose, let's revise our concepts. If you have done it, it will be beneficial for you. Now suppose this is my waveform So this is my 10 ampere current waveform, and this is your with respect to time. Okay, and below it there is a voltage waveform. Now this is why 1 volt, and this is 10 volt. Okay, now what is happening here is that this is T by 2 and this is T. Okay, now this is switching. There is a device. You can expect that MOSFET or BJT, any device is switching from one end to other. Now, during how we can say that what is happening? So current changes from the value of current. If you see, it is changing. Current changes from finite value to zero. So this is my on state, and this is my off state. Okay, and here the current but the value during the on state of the voltage is not zero, so you can expect this is not an ideal switch. Okay, so there is a switching from on to off. Now I want to calculate, this is the waveform which you are getting. I want to calculate what is my switching loss. Okay, what is my switching loss? So for that you need to calculate the average value of the waveforms. Okay, for that you have to calculate the average value of the waveform. For that first we need to first discuss about the average value. So for any waveform, if there is an a waveform, for any waveform like here, that is current waveform, average value will be calculated about 1 upon time period integration 0 to total time t, equation of the waveform, equation of waveform, and dt. Okay, now if you are seeing here the average waveform, if you want to calculate, let's first discuss about the equation of the waveform, then only you will be able to get what is happening. Okay, so I think it's got rubbed. Okay, huh. So now first of all write the equation of the waveform. Okay, so if you see here, from there is a time interval, t varies from 0 to t by 2, and t varies from t by 2 to total time t. For a current, write a current. For a current, if you see, the current varies like y equal to mx, right? Y equal to mx. So y equal to, on the y axis it's I, and on the x axis it's t. Okay, so it's I of t here, and on x axis it's t. So what's the slope of this? Slope of this is height upon tan inverse tan theta, you can expect. So slope of this will be tan upon t by 2 and t. So y equal to mx. Okay, so from t by 2 to 0, t by 2 to total time t, that's the equation is 0. For a voltage, so you can do it for the voltage also. So for a voltage it's a straight line, so I of t varies from, so I am not going to talk about voltage, I'll be talking about only current. For you it will be an assignment to do for the voltage. Now I average, if you are talking about I average, is equal to 1 upon time period. So 1 upon time period is total time t, integration 0 to t by 2, t by 2. So I'm taking t by 2 because the waveform changes after t by 2. So how can write 10 upon t by 2, that's the slope, into d into dt, right? And I'm not taking about the rest of the waveform because the rest of the waveform from t by 2 to total time t is 0. So multiply, if you multiply you will be getting 0 only. So I will be integrating 1 upon t 10 into 10 upon t by 2, integration square, integration of t dt, and that will be t square by 2, right? And it varies from 0 to t by 2. So put the value there. So you will get t by 2 whole square divided by 2, right? So here if you cancel it out, you will get cancel it out. So you will get 10 upon 4, that is 2.5 ampere. Okay, so that's the average value of the waveform, of average value of your current waveform. Similarly, if I want to calculate the RMS value of the waveform, so I want to calculate the RMS value of the waveform. So for that, what you have to do, RMS value, RMS square will be equal to 1 upon time period, okay, 0 to time period, and here equation, there will equation of the waveform square, okay, whatever waveform you are taking, square of that waveform. So similarly you can square it up, like here I'll be doing it for RMS also for you, and you have to calculate the rest of the waveform, and we will be giving you some numerical problems for you to do it. So those who are able to do it, they can do this thing. Now here IRMS, if you expect IRMS square is equal to 1 upon time period, right, integration 0 to time t by 2. I'm not taking the rest of the from t by 2 to t because that's 0. Equation of the waveform will be 10 upon t by 2 and whole and t, and there will be t square, right, and dt. So how you can clarify here, 1 upon t. So I'm taking out 10 upon t by 2 outside, and that is a square, right, into t square. T square integration will be t cube by 3, right? So t cube by 3 will be 10 t by 2 whole cube divided by 3. So if you do it, you will get answer 10 upon root 6 root 6 ampere. So this is the RMS value of our IRMS of the current. For your voltage, if you see here the equation, if you write for the voltage, how can write the voltage equation? For voltage, V of t, it's the constant voltage from 0 to t by 2, it's 1 volt, and from t by 2 to t it's 10 volt. So it change does not change much, okay. So this is the RMS, and this is the average current that is flowing from here. You can take out the average value of our of voltage also. Now talking about your losses, so what about your losses will be switching loss. If you are talking about switching loss, so switching loss can be, a switching loss will be an average value. So 1 upon time period integration V of t into t of t, I of t. So this is my, and d of t from 0 to t. Okay. Now I will write the equation here. So what you can write about the equation? So from 1 upon t integration 0 to t by 2, 0 to t by 2, voltage is 1 volt and your I of t is 10 upon t by 2 into t, right? D of t. Similarly, from t by 2 to t, current is 0 and voltage is 10. 10 into 0. Okay. So this will be 0. So you can calculate this thing and you will get 2.5 watt answer. So this is how you will be able to calculate the switching losses of a MOSFET or BJT of any switches by using a waveform. So I hope this is a clear idea. I'll be giving you some numerical. You will be able, you have to solve the numerical, and you have to share it in the Google Classroom. Okay. So we in the next lecture we'll talk about your SCRs. So here I am giving you a basic ideas of our mm, signals and systems concepts which we will be going to use here. Okay. So you must be able to solve these things. Thank you.